Hi Nanglings, it's Friday. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend is fall break for us at college. A lot of people are going home, and for me that makes me very sad because of course I don't get to go home and I won't be going home for Thanksgiving. There's something about having almost every person on campus go home that makes me feel very ostracized and alone, and I won't even have to be here to deal with how completely dead it will be for the weekend. I'm going on a volunteer trip to Syracuse where I'll be feeding homeless people and working in a shelter. And for me, I think that's a really good choice because if I were here, I would feel so lonely, even though I have a couple friends who are staying. And it would be really fun to hang out with them and just have some bonding and have some alone time, honestly, and have some time to catch up on Netflix and all that kind of stuff. But for me, leaving, I think is the best choice because I know I would feel sad about not being able to go home. I honestly haven't been feeling that homesick, but the idea that everyone is going home makes me want to be at home. And it's interesting because if everybody was staying, I wouldn't want to be going home, but because people keep asking me, oh, are you going home? Where are you headed for fall break? All this kind of stuff. People are making me feel like I should be homesick almost, and that makes me homesick. That being said, when you go to college or if you go to college, I would encourage you to not feel like you have to miss home because you're making your new place your home. It's hard to go to the college that I go to because almost everybody is from approximately the same place. They're from New York City or upstate New York or New Jersey, kind of this general area. They're very close together and they're very close to home. Most of them are on, 3 hours away from home, and I am much, much farther than that. And honestly, I wouldn't even mind not being able to go home if they didn't go home. Things that I miss from home most are having a really nice shower where I don't have to wear shower shoes and where I know that the shower pressure, the water pressure is going to be nice. I also miss the food. It's not even that the food here is bad. In fact, most of it's pretty good. Most of it I find is actually fairly healthy and fairly tasty. It's not bad food whatsoever. But there's something about being at home and my mom saying, hey, what do you want to eat this week? And I say, how about Indian chicken? I just feel like there's a little bit less autonomy, even though there's a lot of choices. Breakfasts here are very repetitive. I'm not a huge breakfast fan. I usually at home would have leftover food sometimes, leftover dinner as my breakfast, and I don't have that option here because they assume that nobody wants chicken for breakfast. I'm not complaining a lot about the food, but it definitely would be nice to be at home. Also, it's very tempting here to eat sweets all the time. At home, you just don't have cookies, and then you don't eat cookies, and that's just how it is, and that's how you make sure that you aren't eating dessert all the time. But here they literally had oatmeal raisin cookies out at 9:30 in the morning the other day, and I was like, is somebody eating that? And the thing is, people do eat dessert multiple times a day here, and it's very hard to not do that when it's sitting there and it's available and it looks so good. And especially now because it's fall and they have pumpkin muffins and apple crisp, and it's just oh, it tastes so good, but you can't just have dessert 3 meals a day. Being at home is so nice, even when being here is nice too. At home, if I ate alone or if I sat by myself alone, I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't feel bad about spending time by myself, and I don't feel bad here either. But it's definitely always social, and so if I'm being kind of antisocial, I almost feel like there's something wrong with me. 1 in the morning on a school night, I am allowed to be in my bed and not socializing right now, but I just feel like sometimes she kind of judges me almost. That's part of why I like making these videos when she's at class, because it's kind of my time to be alone and kind of get out my feelings and not have to do it in a social way, if that makes sense. I love you all, and Zach, I will see you tomorrow, except I'll probably see your video when I come back from my trip.